Most people believe they are at the mercy of the world. They see their lives as a series of structural failures, a roof that leaks, a wall that cracks, a foundation that trembles under the weight of a storm they never asked for. They spend their days trying to patch the exterior, fighting the rain, cursing the wind. But they forget a fundamental truth of the ancient masters. The storm is not happening to the house. The storm is happening to your perception of it. We live in a state of architectural anxiety. Every setback, a lost job, a broken heart, a public failure, feels like a stone being ripped from our inner sanctuary. We feel exposed, vulnerable. We have built our happiness on the shifting sands of external approval and temporary comfort. When the world changes, and the world always changes, our internal structure collapses because it was never truly ours. It was a borrowed fortress, built on a reality we cannot control. Stoicism is not the art of building a wall so thick that the world cannot touch you. That is not strength. That is a prison. True alchemy begins when you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How is this for me?" This single shift in language is the first crack in the old foundation through which light can finally enter. It is the realization that the obstacle is not a barrier to the path. The obstacle is the raw material from which the path is constructed. If you are breathing, you are a builder. But most of us are architects of our own misery, using our perception to design ruins. To change the life, you must first change the lens. You must learn to look at the wreckage of your past not as a tragedy, but as a quarry, a place full of stones waiting to be reshaped. Welcome to the Forge. Welcome to the inner citadel. In the next chapter, we learn how to carve order out of chaos. To build a fortress that never falls, you must first define the ground upon which you stand. Epictetus, a man born into slavery who became a master of kings, gave us the master blueprint, the dichotomy of control. Most of our mental energy is wasted trying to hold up walls that belong to the world, other people's opinions, the weather of the markets, the inevitability of the past. These are the stones that crush us. The architect of the soul knows that true power only exists within the circle of one's own will. If it is not within your power to change, it is not within your right to worry. Marco Aurelio called this the inner citadel. It is a space within the mind that remains untouched by the chaos of the forum. When the world screams, the citadel is silent. When the world burns, the citadel is cool. This is not emotional coldness, it is structural integrity. It is the realization that your character is the only property you truly own. Every insult, every failure is merely a test of the citadel's walls. If the wall stands, the builder has won. You are not your circumstances. You are the space in which your circumstances occur. Now we enter the heart of the alchemy. The Stoic does not avoid the difficult. He craves it. Why? Because an obstacle is simply fuel for the fire of character. Just as the blacksmith needs the heat of the furnace to shape the blade, the mind needs the friction of life to shape the spirit. What stood in your way becomes the path. The betrayal that broke you becomes the stone that teaches you self-reliance. The loss that hollowed you becomes the space where new wisdom is built. You are no longer a victim of fate, you are the sculptor of it. But blueprints are useless if they remain on paper. Knowledge is just another weight if it is not lived. To master the alchemy of perception, you must move from the theory of the temple to the practice of the forge. In the next chapter, we descend from the heights of philosophy to the reality of your daily storms. It is time to see the world not as it is, but as you are. Philosophy without application is just intellectual vanity. The true test of your inner citadel isn't found in the silence of a library, but in the noise of a Monday morning. When a door closes on your career or a voice you loved falls silent, the alchemy begins. You have two choices. You can be the glass that shatters or the fire that grows. Most people let their emotions build their architecture, building prisons of resentment out of a single bad day. But you are a master mason. You take the cold stone of rejection and use it to reinforce your foundation. The highest stage of this alchemy is what Nietzsche and the Stoics called amor fati, the love of fate. It is not a weak resignation. It is a radical, joyous embrace of everything that happens. It is saying to the universe, "Give me the storm, for I have learned to dance in the rain. Give me the fire, for I am made of gold." When you love your fate, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You become the author of every chapter, especially the dark ones. You realize that the universe isn't conspiring against you. It is providing the friction necessary for your soul to shine. Remember the words of the emperor. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. This is the ultimate defensive weapon of the citadel. Harm is a judgment, not a fact. Someone insults you? That is their breath, not your reality. You fail? That is a data point, not a death sentence. The alchemy of perception allows you to strip every event of its emotional weight until all that remains is the raw material. You decide the meaning. You decide the value. You are the only person on this planet with the power to ruin your day. We have explored the ruins. We have studied the blueprints. We have felt the heat of the forge. Now, we must reach the final summit, the place where the builder and the building become one, the place where perception is no longer a tool you use, but the very air you breathe. Welcome to the final realization. We have reached the final summit. Look back at the journey. You began as a victim of the wreckage, and you have emerged as the architect of the divine. The alchemy is complete. Not when your life becomes easy, but when your mind becomes unshakable. You now understand that the world outside is merely a reflection of the order you have established within. There is no longer a distinction between the obstacle and the path. They are the same substance. You have collapsed the wall between your will and your reality. In this state of sovereign perception, you possess a gift the world can neither give nor take away. Silence. Not the absence of noise, but the presence of clarity. You can stand in the center of a collapsing empire or in the middle of a personal tragedy and remain still. This is the ultimate freedom. While others are slaves to their reactions, you are the master of your response. You have found the place where the world ends and you begin. You have built a temple that no storm can reach because the temple is you. Do not go back to the ruins. Do not pick up the stones of regret or the chains of anxiety again. Every morning you wake up in the quarry of a new day. You have the tools, you have the blueprints, and now you have the vision. The alchemy of perception is a lifelong work, a daily choice to transmute the lead of existence into the gold of virtue. The universe is waiting to see what you will build next. Choose to be the fire. Choose to be the citadel. Choose to be free. The storm has not passed. It has simply lost its power over you. Welcome home. This is Veritas Virtus. If this journey has changed your lens, join our circle. Subscribe, and together we will continue to build. Until next time, stay unshaken.